The most anticipated movie to series has finally hit our screens, and that is Oloture The Journey. But the real question is it worth watching? Should we invest 110 minutes to watch 3 episodes of Oloture The Journey? Let's find out in this movie review. Hi, my name is Malfi, and this is Every NG, and today we'll be doing a movie review for Oloture The Journey. And today we'll talk about the first episode, and we'll be discussing whether it was a fun watch, a terrible watch, or whatever. We're going to be discussing all the ins and outs based on the acting and based on the story. But before we get into that story, let's talk about what we do on this channel. We like, we share, and we definitely subscribe. So if you have not subscribed, why? Why now? The economy is hard. Help me. Help me help you.
Mama, not me.
Oloture, my Peking.
Oloture opens up giving us a brief recap of what went down in the movie. The series follows events soon after the movie has finished, and we're thrust into the world of Oloture as she journeys to Europe in a bus. So the movie is over. What's happening? What's happening with Oloture? What's happening with Beauty? What's happening with Pedro? What's happening with every single person on this show? So now we're in the world of Oloture The Journey, and what's happening right now is Oloture is trapped in a bus on her way to Europe. And if you guys remember, Oloture is not actually a prostitute. She's an undercover journalist that is pretending to be a prostitute to uncover a human trafficking ring. So Oloture is in the bus. He's with Pedro and the other prostitutes, and they move from Benin and they're going to Niger. Okay, I don't know why they didn't just move from Nigeria to Niger, but geography students, let me know in the comment section whether I'm making sense or not making sense, because I'm pretty sure Nigeria and Niger, they share a border. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what's happening right now with Oloture. While that's happening with Oloture, if you guys remember in the movie, Beauty escaped. Beauty is Omar Midada's character's sister, right? And she escapes from the bus, and she's somehow stuck in Nigeria at this moment, and is a guy that meets her in the bus stop and helps her get a bus fare, and she's able to go back to her hometown in Edo State. Now, leaving those ones, let's us go back to what's actually happening with Oloture. Now, Oloture's boss that was going to Europe, or rather going to another place and then they go to Europe, was suddenly raided, right? And as it was raided, every single person died on the bus. They shot fires, and the only people that survived was Oloture and Peju, who's played by Beverly Osun. Immediately, Oloture wakes up from the car crash. She's looking around, she's confused, she's seeing dead bodies all over, and of course, the smart one, the street smart one, Peju, she's busy going through everybody's pockets and trying to pick money to save. And of course, Oloture is confused. She's like, babe, why are you doing that? And she's like, because we need to have money in order to survive since we are stranded right now. Peju wants to continue her journey to Europe, while Oloture wants to stop and go back to Nigeria. Remember, she's not really a prostitute. But she doesn't tell Peju that she's an undercover journalist. She keeps on the front that she's also a prostitute, and agrees to continue journey to Europe with her. So they hitchhike their way, and they're somewhere in Niger. Then Oloture picks up a phone call, goes to make a phone call to call her family back in Nigeria. She calls her mom, but her mom is busy praying. And I don't know whether that was like a diss as Christians, where we are like praying and we don't do any physical work. We just rely on God to do everything for ourselves, because I'm not sure why she's not with her phone. Yes, we see that her phone is charging somewhere, so she's not with her phone. But I feel like if your daughter has been missing for days, you should be with your phone 24/7, because you should be scared. So that shows me that she's probably not really that much of a good parent. Then she calls her office to let them know what's happening with her. But when she calls her office, she finds out that her boss Emeka, who's played by Blossom, is no longer alive. He's dead. He's been killed, and this is all because of her diary. Remember, in the movie, she wrote her diary about all the things that happened to her in the prostitute's house, and also all the things that happened to her while she was working with Alero, and she was raped by Sir Phillips, who's played by Patrick Doyle. Now she finds out that her boss Emeka is dead. If you remember in the movie, Emeka was sort of crushing on Oloture, so there was like a love thing there. So when he found out that Sir Phillips had raped her, he was very angry and he punched him. But of course, you know, Sir Phillips is a politician and he has powers and everything, so he probably got Emeka killed. The boss is aware of this and he's telling Oloture all this all over the phone and telling her that the decisions that she has made has led them up to here. He tells her he's no longer interested in the story and she should just drop it. But will Oloture actually drop it? We don't know. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Now let's go back to talking about what's happening with the gang members, and that's Tony, Troops, and also Alera. If you guys remember, Alera is the lady that's helping to recruit all these women and taking them abroad. Alera is played by the actress Omoni Oboli. Now, and she's working for her boss, who is Tony, who's played by Daniel Etim. Now, Tony gets a phone call from abroad letting him know that he's that's the main organ, the one that's expecting all the girls in Europe. Is angry that we agreed on 15 girls and you're telling me you only have 13 girls. How come? What's happened? I don't like all these kind of things. And he's angry, he's shouting and everything. But to be fair, whoever is playing that character, like it was not doing. It was like as if it was like one kind of Lebanese guy. It was not it was not that guy was not a white guy at all. But anyway, he tells Tony that he's upset with him now. What happened to the girls they're supposed to be having? Now, Tony of course, is also angry at Alera because he feels like Alera did not do enough background check on the girls. If she had done background check on the girls, then this would not have happened. Because remember that I lost two girls because number one, Beauty has run away, and Beauty's sister died because they shot her because they found her with a phone. Okay, and they felt like they felt like she was the actual the journalist that was trying to leak everything, not knowing that it was actually Olotu that was the journalist. Anyway, so of course that's what's happening right now with Alero and Tony. But something worse is even happening. Remember, I told you that their boss was raided, right? So they find out that their boss was raided by another gang lord. So Silverbone is the one that raised the boss, and he comes in to let Tony know that, oh, guy, we are the ones that are at the head of all the prostitutes here. So we do not want any of your girls. So we have killed all your girls. But of course, they didn't kill all the girls, the remaining two, that's Olotiri and Peju. So Tony is really scrambling right now because not only does he find out that the 15 girls are supposed to go to Europe have become 13, but they're not even 13 again, they're even zero. So what is he going to do? He's upset. Chooks, if you remember who Chooks is, Chooks is played by Ike Chukwu, and he's still a pimp. You know what pimps are? He's just the guy that gets money from the girls that he brings to go and sleep around. But he feels like his job is being overtaken by internet because people can just go on OnlyFans and do their stuff, or Alera people that's carrying them to go abroad. So he feels like he's out of a job. And so he goes to Tony to ask Tony, like, guy, help me now, put me on parole. How can I join you and everything like that? And Tony is like minding him that he did something to mess up. So he has to clean up his mess up. Now we do not know what that mess up is, and we are wondering whether we'll find out as the show progresses. Then Alero is of course having issues with Tony now because not only has all the girls that she brought disappeared, but Sir Phillips is also on his case. Remember, Sir Phillips is the one that raped Oloture, and then Sir Phillips comes to go and meet Tony to let him know that he has to deal with Alero because the girl that Alero brought to him is the one that wrote about him, exposing him as a rapist. And so he doesn't want that story to get out, and he wants everybody that's involved to go to bed. So anyway, so that's what's happened in the first episode. Now let's get into the acting. Now that I've talked about the story, let's get into the acting of the first episode and what we think about all the characters and what we think also about the acting of the actors. Okay, let's start with Oloture Sharon Ooja's acting on the show versus the movie. Now I think Sharon is she's one of those underrated actresses, just like how I think Enidima is little underrated, and I think Tina Balogun is really underrated. So she's really a phenomenal actress. So I don't have any problem with her acting on this show. I do not have a problem with her acting even in Oloture the movie. I think she does a phenomenal job of portraying Oloture. However, I think Oloture is written so terribly. Like I have never experienced a more annoying main character. And like all just there's not even there's no smart decision she's made in the entire show. Everything she's done has been stupid. And her boss was right, because the ending, her boss is like, you're doing this thing and you're putting people's like you're putting people's life at risk, and that's the truth. She's so passionate about being, uncovering this story, that she's putting other people's lives at risk. 'Cause whether we like it or not, Pedro's life is at risk. Anybody that's even with Oloture, their life is at risk because they're going to be looking for her, and therefore they look for other people. Now, leaving Oloture and Sharon Ooja, let's go into the new person that has a storyline, Pedro, and that's Beverly Naya. Now, I personally like Beverly Naya. Sorry, Beverly Osu. Beverly Osu, rather. I personally like Beverly Osu. I haven't really seen her in a lot of movies, but I think she's a really good actress, and I wish that she would have more main character roles and not side characters. So I do think that she does a good job of portraying Peju as this, distressed prostitute that just wants to make it at any means possible. She's so desperate to make it, and she's desperate to go to Europe. And she's a bit like, not, I won't say she's a bit street smart, because it came to her mind to steal money from everybody that was dead in the boss. So yeah, I think she does a good acting. So A plus acting. The two of them AA. Let's go to another female actress on the show. We have Omoni Oboli, who's playing Alero. Now, I personally like Omoni Oboli as an actress, but I don't think she's that great as playing like a thug. She's trying, but it's like every time it's like, I don't know. So it's like somebody told her, if you say Babankolo, you look rugged. I don't understand. Like it doesn't make her look rugged. It just makes her look like she doesn't have any other vocabulary. That's all that looks like. So I'll give her a B in her acting. Let's go into the next person. For leaving. Okay, let's go to the next person, next woman, and that is the lady that plays Beauty. Beauty, there's not really much has happened with Beauty. I think she's playing her character to the best that is given to her, and so I'll give her A. The only person I'm giving B in this scenario is Money, but I think that she can do better. Then let's get into the men. Daniel Etin, that's playing Tony. It's supposed to be the tall and rugged guy. F9. Like, nah. Like, he should never, ever, ever in this life act like a thug. Like, he should stick to, fine boy, lover. No. This one, my dear, I'm not even scared. I'm not being scared at all. I'm just like, he should, he should ask, Chidiwoke how he plays Scar, because I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's not scary. Then let's go into the next person. Let's go into Ikechukwu, who's playing Chooks. And I personally think that out of all the actors and actresses, the best actor on this entire show is Ikechukwu. I think he's doing a phenomenal job at playing Chooks, even though I personally don't like Chooks as a character. I think he's portraying the character to like the best, honestly. So A plus 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 plus. But then I think that wraps up all the main characters that we have on the show. Okay, no, we have one more, sorry, and that is Sir Phillips. Sir Phillips, who is played by Patrick Doyle. He's also a phenomenal actor. I think he really portrays that, politician, senator. Sometimes I don't think he's acting. It's like it's so good that it feels like that's just who he is, which is not good but good. You know what I'm saying? So A plus in his acting. How do I feel about the story? Now I feel like the story is personally overstretched. It gives me the same feeling I had when I watched Anikulapo the series. It's like a movie that's already well done, and they just try to milk it by making more money off it, but then milking it becomes very boring. Yeah, like that's how I feel. I do not recommend watching this show at all. Like, watch it because it's fun, but like, don't don't expect too much, because I was like very disappointed. Like, I don't even think they have a story at this point. I think they just like, how many rubbish decisions can Oloture make? That's what the show should be called. It's called, how many foolish decisions can the main character make? That's what we are just watching. Because it's just her making stupid decisions, them crying, them looking miserable. Like, it's 110 minutes of people making terrible decisions and being miserable. That's really it. Like, mm, I feel like Oloture, the movie, had a storyline. We knew what she was about, what the goal was. There is no goal to this movie. There's no end in sight. It is like the economy right now. We don't know when it's ever going to get better. Like, is it ever going to get better? Like, that's how this show is to me. The first episode, I was like, is there a story somewhere? And I watched the second episode. But anyway, We will talk about second episode another time. Okay, but right now, just my first episode. So in the first episode, I do not feel like there's any direction that they have. There's no story. They just the directors and the producers, they were like, you know what, this movie was so good, it made so much money. How can we make more money off Nigerians? That's really what it was. They don't have any story. Okay. Now, as for the sound effects, editing, the cinematography, I feel like it's the same as Oloture. If you like Oloture's editing style, if you like the sound, if you like the lighting, the cinematography, it's kind of the same. I personally really like the cinematography when they were in Niger. I think they do a very good job. I don't know, the lighting, the coloring, it's so beautiful. So I do not have any problem with the editing. Now, as for the song choices, I think song choices are really good. Mostly in Nigerian movies, I do think that they tend to like play really loud songs that don't have any place in the scene that is even being there. But I think in this particular show, I think they put so much time in the editing, in the sound effects, the music, in the cinematography, in the lighting, in the coloring, and even in the casting. But they did not put any effort in the story. There is no story. There's no when they said also the journey, I thought it was like a metaphor, like a journey somewhere. Also, journey is really just a journey with no end in sight. Like they just people are just moving, but we don't know where they are going. Okay, now anyway, talking about Oloture the journey, I want you guys to tell me, did you guys have that same feel about it? Because I personally would be rating this movie over 10 because I told you all the categories. I'm rating it based on acting, rating based also on the editing style, and rating based on the story itself. And I'm going to give the first episode a 5 over 10. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Now, would I recommend that you should watch it? No. No, I would not recommend that you should watch it. I would only recommend you watch it because you like Sharon Ooja and you want to just see her in that show. But if you really want to watch like a really good film, a really good story, and really be captivated, I do not think that is the show for you at all. But watch it for nostalgia because I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna talk about the second episode. Maybe it does get better in the second episode. Who knows? So stick around for that. And if you guys want to watch me discuss the second episode even in more details, because we're watching some scenes and I'll bring in some scenes to you, let me know in the comment section below. I guys know what to do here. We like, we share, and we definitely subscribe. So thanks for watching.